Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive move right now. We can see the Bitcoin Bollinger Bands are extremely tight and they're squeezing in, and we can see the Bollinger Band whips are the lowest it's been in history. So this is indicating that there's going to be a massive move incoming, and that could be to the upside or downside. So we need to be covering all the relevant scenarios in today's video, and we need to be covering what's going to be happening next for the Bitcoin price. We're going to be going over the short-term price action, and we're going to be seeing what's been happening so far, and we're going to be updating the previous times that we were talking about the Bitcoin short-term in the last few videos. And we're also going to be talking about the longer term for Bitcoin, and of course we're going to be talking about Ethereum also, and I have a lot of charts and scenarios prepared on that. So make sure to stay tuned and make sure to be watching till the end. And with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight away into this banger. Bow. So as we can see right now, the Bitcoin Bollinger Bands are extremely tight, and they're squeezing in with the Bollinger Band width extremely low right now, indicating that the volatility on the monthly time frame, on the bigger time frame, is quite low, and it's likely we're going to get a massive move towards a particular direction. The Bollinger Bands are direction neutral though, so they don't tell you the exact direction it's going to go. It just tells you that the volatility is quite low, and it's likely we're going to get an expansive move towards a particular direction. Now looking at that short-term price action, we've been exactly breaking out from this falling wedge pattern that I've been covering on the channel. I said that this falling wedge pattern is a bullish bias pattern. It's likely to move towards the upside since we had our previous move towards the upside, and once we were in this pattern, I said it's likely we move towards the upside. That's exactly what we've done so far. You can see that we came in towards this level of demand that I've been talking about on the channel. So if you pay attention, you can see that we came in towards this level of demand, and that's where we actually had a massive move towards the upside, reclaiming this mid-range level, and now the target is going to be the top side of the range at $124,000 for the Bitcoin price. Now the reason I was bullish was the fact that we had a falling wedge, and I talked about this double top pattern right here, and I said that it's likely that if we can't actually reclaim this level, we could move to the downside. But I highlighted all the reasons I was still bullish, and I was looking for price action to reclaim this 112,500 level that I was talking about for a long time. I said if you can reclaim 112,500, that's going to be the point where Bitcoin is going to soar towards the upside, and that's exactly what's happened so far. And I highlighted this level of support. I said that we hadn't broken down once we came to test it at 107. So that was a massive reason why I was still bullish. And you can see the September trap as well was a massive one that I was talking about. So I looked at the post-halving years, and you can see that it was a trap. Previously, we had a massive green August for the post-halving years, but this year we had a red August. So I said it's unlikely that we're going to be following the post-halving years. It's more likely we follow 2023 and 2024, and we move towards the upside in towards Q4. And you can see that that's exactly what's been happening. We've started September green, and we continue to see that follow through from Bitcoin, unlike the other post-halving years. So you can see that that's exactly played out. We talked about 2017 at the September 1st. That's where you had a massive move towards the downside after a massive green August, and the same thing was for 2021, where you had a massive move towards the upside, and then at the start of September you came down. But this time again, we talked about the fact that it was down in towards September 1st. So it's likely we actually came towards the upside now and actually reversed that trend. So for Bitcoin, since it looks like we're playing out the September trap, I think it's more likely we actually move towards the upside, since we're going to be moving into Q4 from October. So it's likely that we actually continue this momentum towards the upside, just like 2023 and 2024. Now, this up and coming week is going to be massive, since we have our retail sales coming out on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have our federal funds rate coming out, and then we have the statement and the press conference for the Federal Reserve, and that's going to be Jerome Powell talking about the economy, giving more insight into what's happening, and this is going to help us determine what's going to be happening in that longer time frame. Are we going to be bullish or bearish? And I think that it's likely we're going to continue to be bullish, since the data has indicated that the labor market isn't doing so well. So last week we can see the PPI came in negative, and we actually had our unemployment claims coming a lot higher. So this indicated that yes, the economy, the labor market isn't doing as well in the US. And this is going to be a massive reason why we are going to be seeing a rate cut. Now we can look at the probabilities, and we can see that there's a 100% chance we're going to get a 25 basis point rate cut, but there's going to be a 6.6% chance it's going to be a 50 basis point rate cut. So of course, this is going to be bullish regardless, since rate cuts are guaranteed. But if we get a 50 basis point rate cut, I think that the markets are going to absolutely explode. The probability is very low, but again, it is on the table. So that's one thing to be watching for this up and coming week. So since Bitcoin's actually reclaimed that massive level, and we started to move towards the upside, we're now in this massive power of 3, and you can see we've actually completed this massive manipulation phase over here, and we're moving in towards a distribution phase after we had some accumulation first. So this is playing out nicely, and I think that the targets for Bitcoin is going to be new all-time highs. But again, it does depend on what's going to be happening on Wednesday. That's going to be a massive news day where we're going to be having Jerome Powell speak, and hopefully that's going to be bullish, since this is going to be sending us in the distribution phase and we're going to be going a lot higher. Now for that longer term, we can see that the USDT and USDC market cap, which is just the stablecoin printing, is actually going parabolic. So you can see that there's more stablecoins being minted each and every day, and this is leading it to go towards the upside. And Bitcoin always follows the liquidity. It always moves towards the upside when there's more liquidity available in markets. And the fact that they're printing more Tether, more USDT on towards the market right now is going to offer more liquidity that can flow into Bitcoin and the altcoins. So we're going to be seeing Bitcoin following hopefully very soon. So a massive reason why I'm expecting this move towards the upside is going to be the fact that we have this massive printing going on, and I think some of the liquidity is going to flow in towards Bitcoin. So if you're enjoying the video and you want to be trading yourself, make sure to check that first link down below for BitUnix. BitUnix is a non-KYC global exchange that's offering the community a massive deposit bonus of 20%. So that's 20% on what you deposit. As you can see over here, if you deposit $2,000, you'll be getting $400 in free money to be trading with. So that's $400 in free money that you could be claiming if you use that first link down below for BitUnix. So I will not be fading this opportunity. I'll be clicking that first link down below, and I'll be signing up to claim that massive bonus. And if you want to be winning an iPhone 16, a Rolex Watch, and a share of $15,000, then make sure to click that second link down below for Mexc over here. You can see that Mexc is offering the community just under 10 days to claim this massive prize pool. So you can see you could win an iPhone 16, a Rolex Watch, and a share of $15,000 depending on your trading volume. So make sure to be registering for Mexc and be getting in some trades, because you could be winning a Rolex Watch, iPhone 16 and more. So make sure to be checking this out and be registering, since this is going to be ending in about 10 days. So make sure that you're going to be signing up with that second link down below. Now as for Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum's Bollinger Band is massively expanding right now, and this is exactly what we talked about in the last video. We left that arrow there since we actually talked about the direction, the most likely direction. So you can see every time we had the Bollinger Bands contracted in this uptrend, it led to a move towards the upside, and that's a massive reason why we said we are in an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. So it's likely we have that move towards the upside. And of course, we talked about the liquidity above us, and Ethereum's massively gone and grabbed that liquidity. And we said the reason why we're going to be expecting a move towards the upside is because of the majority of the liquidity. And you can see that Ethereum's massively gone to grab that liquidity right now, and we're actually trading towards the upside. So you can see that we actually bounced from this level that I've been talking about, and I actually got into an Ethereum trade. So you can see that I actually bought Ethereum at the bottom there. So if you actually got into Ethereum just like I've been talking about on my previous videos, then make sure to smash up that like button and make sure to stay subscribed, because I'm going to be dropping some more trades very soon. But congratulations if you got in on Ethereum, since we were talking about this massive level and we said this is the region to be accumulating some Ethereum, and you can see that I bought some Ethereum right at the bottom, and we had that massive move towards the upside. So you can see we also talked about this falling wedge pattern, and that's exactly what's been happening so far. Ethereum's been following the pattern so far, and it's been moving towards the upside. So that's actually really good to be seeing. You can see that we're just below our all-time highs. So it's likely that if we can breach this all-time high, Ethereum is actually going to be going massively towards the upside. We talked about this V-shaped recovery that Ethereum's actually putting in, and we talked about the fact that it's going to be mirroring last cycle. So that's looking quite good. And we talked about the strength on Ethereum also. So the MACD is actually massively bullish. We had the second month where it printed a bullish green histogram tick, and the EMAs are still crossed towards the upside. So that's exactly why I was still bullish on Ethereum, and I said the momentum is not going to stop, and we're going to continue towards the upside just like last cycle. So that's exactly great to be seeing. And we also talked about the Ethereum versus Bitcoin valuation. We talked about the breakout of the Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and once it does break out, then that's when we're going to be seeing massive inflows of capital in towards the Ethereum ecosystem. And of course, Ethereum itself is going to be massively moving towards the upside. So this is another reason why I was massively bullish on Ethereum. So yeah, that'll be it from me. Make sure to be following me on X to be staying up to date with all my updates, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Have a blessed rest of your day. Peace, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.